Diego to, get a title shot anytime soon, who knows how many fights he's still out in a way.
Sure.
Well, who can he fight? He can't fight no slouches because then it's walkthroughs. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Why not have him fight somebody who everybody knows and they've already established? With the tough show. That it was a great fight. Yeah. And cross checks, but he's earned it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's come off some wins and he's earned it.
Okay.
And it's going to be a tough fight for Diego.
Yeah. It is. It is going to be a tough fight. Yeah.
Cross-check's gotten better, but so is Diego in his stand-up, And
he proved that with Joe Riggs.
Yeah, and a lot of people are learning the hard way. Diego hits hard, man. Yeah. And, it's a great fight, and you have to understand that for viewers, outside of me being a teammate, for viewers, it's something that people are going to want to see. I think that spells ratings. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, there's so much hype behind it, too, because Koscheck's been running his mouth about wanting to get this fight. Mm-hmm. I want Diego. He got me when I wasn't that good. Now I'm better, and I've had, and Diego's not as good. I mean, there's going to be a lot of hype behind this fight.
And that's all legitimate, though. I mean, they've both evolved significantly.
I'm not saying it's fake hype. I'm just saying it's hype. And
And it's just, I mean, it's a good point, though. It's hype, but it's a good point because they both, I mean, in this sport, obviously, as you know, Joey, you have to learn and evolve as quickly as the sport requires you to. And Koscheck stepping in as mainly a wrestler and doing as well as he did was great, but it's only going to take him so far. Mm-hmm. And in fact, looking at Diego's fights up until now, there haven't been that many people that have posed much of a threat to the guy, and that was a decision, right? The fight between them?
Yeah, he wanted a split decision.
And there was a decision with John Alessio, but I think that's the only other decision he's had since that fight.
Alessio was running.
Yeah, Alessio ran the whole fight. I don't get that deal.
But it went to decision, and so the whole thing is that it's a legitimate challenge for Diego. I think.
Yeah,
it's going to be a tough fight.
I'm not saying it's not a legit fight. I'm just saying Diego's already come up. He's already fought some hard fights. Carl Parisian, Joe Riggs,
amazing fights.
Nick Diaz, and now he's got a
Yeah.
It just seems like to me he's backpedaling a little bit, But
no, I hear you, man. I can hear what you're saying.
I just got my boys back. That's all. I got my boys back.
Crosscheck's the next best fighter he can fight right now because there's nobody else in line. He's already walked through everybody. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody else in line except for a couple of years rematch. And rematches are the huge thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I hope that I get my chance to rematch Robbie Lawler. And Robbie, I'm sorry. I apologize to you, man. I didn't give you my best that night. Damn it.
No, you got caught, man. It's okay.
Robbie's a cool kid, too, though, man. He's a cool kid, and I respect the Miletich camp, and I respect Robbie, but, I hope he doesn't retire because I really feel like he's going to retire. I seriously I feel it. I really feel it, man. He's hasn't been around much, and...
Well, Nick Diaz just signed with Pride.
Yeah, to fight Gomi. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you they match those two up again because they've already had a fight. Nick Diaz knocked him out. Mm-hmm. So I bet it happens again.
Mm-hmm.
They're fighting different weight classes these days, though, aren't they?
I don't know. They'd probably work it out.
They're close. Yeah, they're close.
They're close enough where they could work it out.
Robbie's been fighting middles.
He's fighting middle. And Nick's fighting 170.
I think Robbie's body type is more suited for 70s, you know? But because when I fought him, he didn't look that big. He just looked like he was carrying some weight, you know what I'm saying? Shit. I can't complain too much,
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's okay. You can say that, man. We're on the internet. That's the good thing about this show is if something slips out, we're on the internet, and there's no FCC guideline for the internet, so you could actually drop the F-bomb if you wanted to. And I just, what it is when I get in here in the studio, we do a radio program as well, and when I get in here in the studio, I go into clean guy mode, and I don't swear, but... It comes out sometimes.
That'll actually be a really interesting fight. Just to touch on it, is going to be Nick Diaz and Gomi. My personal opinion is Gomi will probably have a much easier time with the fight than Nick Diaz, but that's going to be exciting, I think.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one to watch.
I think that Gomi can be in trouble, though. He has trouble with submission fighters.
Yeah.
The thing is just that Diaz has got to be able to take him down, though.
Yeah.
So who are the up-and-comers? We're just going to keep going on this, man. We're scheduled to talk to Uriah Faber, too. But
Uriah.
Yeah. Do you know him?
Yeah, I know Uriah, man.
Yeah, he just fought in the WEC.
We come old school,
Yeah.
King of the Cage and stuff.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to end up talking to him next week because I'm having fun just sitting here talking with you. Who are the up-and-comers you see right now?
Well, of course, Damasio Page. He's suffered some losses, but he's fighting, guys. He's fighting way out of his weight class.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
by the time he got to fight, Genki was probably at 20 on him. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking a 135 pounder that's fighting at 155.
Damasio's walking around at 135.
No, he that's what he can make.
Huh.
So you have to understand there's about 10 to 15 pounds that you add on to each weight class.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and he was mauling Genki, and he just got caught. You know, and,
I watched that fight on YouTube.
Damasio, he's suffering some losses, but all this experience at such a high level out of his weight class,
it's going to make him a great fighter.
He's going to be great, man.
How does someone like that? I mean, he is an up-and-comer, relatively new, been training with you guys for 2, maybe 2.5 years tops, and he's been fighting for about a year and a half. Maybe 2 years, but he's
fighting a lot,
all over the place, and a lot, and against high-level people like Genki Sudo, who has worlds of experience on him. How did he get into all that? I mean, how does he do? Is he being promoted? Is he promoting himself?
Well, you got to understand with the pride, not with just pride, but K1, the Japanese love to see another Japanese athlete win.
Mm-hmm.
So they like to bring kind of like lower scale American fighters over there to Genki and Damasio, I mean, come on. Who's what? You know what I'm saying? So, of course, they want to bring this guy in to make Genki look good, and that's why he's getting all these breaks. Who's Damasio Page? Who's Damasio Page? And the Japanese can be a little bit like that sometimes, and
they're a little
it
weird.
can backfire. It can backfire sometimes.
Yeah, right.
What about outside the Jacksons camp? Who do you see as the next big thing? Like people are talking about Roger Huerta being the next big. They're calling him the next Diego Sanchez.
Huerta. I've heard of the guy.
You haven't seen him fight yet?
Oh, did he fight?
He fought 67, and he controversial. I mean, he was kind of being a dick with Joe Rogan, but it was a controversial win because they said he was striking. Was it striking on the top of the head?
Yeah,
little kid with the
from Militich, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had a little.
I haven't seen much of him. So I'm sure he's a great athlete. I take nothing away from him. But I'll tell you who stands out right now was that one kid, that just
the 55er.
That 55.
Who was it?
Wow, incredible! I was literally like tears in my eyes because there's MMA right there. There is
that was a great fight,
and that was it was a great fight. And that kid gave me some chills, man. I was like, now that's MMA. Now if we can have one or two of them fights, televised live, then that's where we're gonna hook, line, and sinker the audience. You know what I'm saying? That was just unreal. I don't even know who when I looked at the matchup, I was like, oh, this kid's too small.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
And his wrestling ability was just off the hook, man. It was just insane. And then he can punch too.
Yeah. That was a crazy fight.
That was great.
We're talking about the last fight of the broadcast at UFC 67, and it was these 255 pounders, and it was just best fight of the night, I think.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Best fight of the night.
I agree completely.
I was actually gonna walk out after the Silva fight.
Yeah.
And then my friend Dan Higgins said, "Oh, let's see if there's any more fights." And I was like, "All right." And all these 155ers and they're energetic and exciting, but I didn't really know either of them. But at the end, I was, man, I'm so glad I seen that.
Dude,
one.
they're fighting for food, baby. Those guys get out there, and nobody knows them, and they need to be exciting, and they're fighting for food. You know what I'm saying? They got to get out there and put on a show, and that's exactly what those two cats did. So, where'd you guys watch the fights?
Spearmint Rhino.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I called Coach and I was like, "Hey man, I got a new 65-inch badass TV. You guys can come over."
Nobody said nothing to me. Or
I told him to call. I was like, "If you want to call some people, let them know."
The Spearmint Rhino. They let us in. Me and Higgins went early.
James Bass, thank you very much.
And my girlfriend showed up, so that was all good. Then there was no nothing going on except fighting.
Right on. So, congratulations on your fantasy football victory. You won the Super Bowl in our league, and I just want to make this very clear. Joey had to leave early, so I drafted his team for him.
He just read the names off of the list I gave him.
That's not true, man. That's not true. That's not true. All right, man. Well, Joey, good luck on Saturday, man. Thanks for coming in and doing
so much for coming down.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and we'll go fishing, man. After this fight,
Let's
come back.
We'll
go do some fly fishing.
Do this.
Okay.
Got to. All right, bro.
All right, I'm in. That's it. We're done. This episode of Cage Talk is wrapped up. So next week on the show, Randy Couture going to be joining us, and probably Uriah Faber next week since we didn't get to him this week. And then the week after that, we're going to be talking to Rich Franklin and Tim Sylvia. So make sure you're back here next week for Cage Talk.